Welcome back to the Puddins Fab Shop, guys. Now, as you just seen from the thumbnail, y'all know we've been working on body swapping a Toyota Stout. And as you can tell, I rattle canned it Puddins Fab Shop blue. I just couldn't take it. I just had to paint it blue. It had to be my color. Psych! Obviously, that's a lie because it's a totally different truck in the thumbnail. Guys, as y'all know, in the previous couple episodes of Puddins Fab Shop here on the main channel, we have been body swapping a Toyota Stout to a 92 Toyota pick-em-up truck. Now for me, because I'm ahead on content, the first Toyota Stout video just went out like 2 days ago. And there's already a lot of comments. Well, boy, I done stirred the pot of controversy. Told y'all if I could keep the old dash, I would like to. And well, as you see, the old dash is no longer in here. And boy, that got people fired up. They do not want to open this door and it to look like a 92 Toyota in here, even though it does. Well, it has to, guys. That Toyota Stout dash didn't have a cup holder. If it would have had a cup holder, I would have kept it. But it didn't. How else am I supposed to listen to my Beastie Boy cassette tapes, huh? That Stout dash did not have a cassette player. Well, there's a reason I was not worried about keeping the Stout dash. One, guys, all this functions. We can drive this Stout right now. People wanted me to do a chassis. Well, you sure swapped everything. Okay, if we would have just set this factory cab on here, we would be doing some type of column swap or adapting steering, or parking brake would not work right now, or hazards would not work right now. None of this would work right now. Well, you could just hide all that in that Stout dash. That Stout dash was about a quarter of the size of this one. You can't put 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. And that's okay. This is more of a challenge than what people are saying, which is I should have just swapped everything. Build your own chassis, build this, build that. The point of this truck is to take A and C, and we gotta build B to connect it and make it work. I've never done one. It's a challenge. Everyone, well, if you just use the chassis or pick up that motor and transmission, put it in the Stout chassis. Well, the Stout chassis, they sold 4,000 of these trucks, guys. And it's not like you can just go to O'Reilly's and get you a ball joint, all right? You can't just go to O'Reilly's, get you some brake drums or brake hoses. All that stuff you're gonna have to adapt and make work. There are a couple people who's managed to keep original ones on the road, so I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying you're gonna spend just as much time trying to get that stuff if you can get it. And if not, you're gonna have to retrofit or whatever. The reason I did not keep it original, so to speak, the reason I did not build a full chassis for it or adapt some suspension to this or that and do everything necessary to keep a factory dash is because out of those 4,000 Stouts that were ever sold in the US, well, I happen to own 2 of them. That's right. That's because the truck y'all are describing to build, I plan on building out of this one. This one's in much nicer shape, as you're gonna see. There ain't no rust in the floors like all the stuff we managed to cut out of that in one swoop, poop, and trigger pull. There's not this truck ain't one that I would take this and do that, but that one I will take that and do that. Theo just did a butt skid. Oh, get it, dude, get it. Show them how to slide. So guys, right here we have a tart beauty of a truck. We have a truck that I've owned for about 2 years now and had at one point kept it hidden out here when y'all didn't even know about the shop, and then it's just been over here tarped up since we've been out here. This truck is 100 times better than that truck. This truck, eventually I would like to build 100% a chassis for her. We will be keeping the factory dash. Whatever engine I do swap in there, we will do whatever it takes to adapt steering and make it look factory, to make factory gauges and stuff work. But anyone who thinks that doing it that way is 10 times more work than doing what we're going to end up doing to this one is crazy, guys. Because doing it that way, I can finish connecting that sheet metal in 1 week period if we had it right now, and then put a bed on it and we're driving. What, I got to wire up a couple headlights and blinkers? Okay, I think I can hook up 10 wires. The way people are talking about building it, of adapting and this and that, it's gonna be way more work, and that's why we're saving it for this truck that is perfect. Well, it ain't perfect, but let me show it to you. Oh, finally letting the old cat out of the bag. Everyone wanted to know it was under tarps. A lot of people saying it was another Datsun. It was a Chevrolet Love, I've heard that. A dead giveaway, it was a Stout, was one. In a couple of second channel videos, I did a bad job of keeping it out of screen. And you could see across the front it said Toyota. And you could see it was a Toyota Stout. But two, with it being tarped up, if you know mini trucks, well, y'all can see the elevated fenders right there. And then how it drops down. That is a dead giveaway. She's a Toyota Stout. And then three, a pretty good indicator would have been if anyone would ever notice there's 5 lug nuts back there. 5 lug nuts, pretty good indicator you got a Toyota. And we're a little pressed for time, and I've been trying to do good about every 6 weeks or so, giving y'all a will it run, because I know there's some people have came from my builds, some people's come to the channel from my will it runs, and I'm just trying to do a little bit better job of balancing out some of that for all y'all. Try to keep everybody happy. Can't do that. Hell, I'm gonna show this, and then there's gonna be people who are like, you should have built the chassis and kept everything original as much as possible for that one, but make it your custom one. And then this one, you should have kept 100% original, because where will you find another? So, even though I show you my reasoning, there's gonna be people not happy about this. That's okay, because I don't give a damn. Oh, shit. Oh, we did not need that knee. Walk it out. Walk it out. Oh. Now I'm walking like that guy from Men in Black. Give me some sugar water. Oh, who's ready for this, huh? We will rock you, rock you. Please don't be a snake in here, in here. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now that right there is a Toyota Stout worthy of keeping everything as factory influenced as possible. Oh, hot damn Theo. Look at that right there. Checkers to chest, baby. That's it. Puddins Fab Shop blue. Please show me some right on this one. Good luck. This thing is an absolute perfect color. Is it this door? Yeah, a little dent right there. Nothing crazy. We may be able to slap some of that out eventually. Now, right now, we're just doing the wheel it run, so I don't think we're going to tear into this one as far as the build goes, guys. Obviously, I want to stay hooked up on that one. I can have it going super duper fast. Now, this one, when we do get to it eventually, like I said, it's going to be very in-depth, crap ton of work. Looks like the dirt daubers got us here. Also, what's good about revealing this is as we go to build our cowl area up there, this being unwrapped now, I can come over here and kind of eyeball and use some of it for inspiration. Not saying that one will go back 100%. Dang, dirt dobbies, laying down a beat and a half. Well, a little porosity. Okay, they had a little bit of lost some of their gas coverage in there. No big deal. Yeah, her tailgate's laying in the bed, but at least it came with one, guys. Look at this thing. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful Toyota Stout. She ain't got a back glass. Ain't too worried about that. I know a glass guy that can get her dead. Inside, well, actually, the dash may not be as nice as our other one was. Oh, she's got a radio. Now, she ain't got a cassette player. But anyhow, this one, we will do everything we have to keep that there. But guys, look how low profile that dash is. Now, imagine trying to use the factory. Y'all should see a 92 dash pulled out and the amount of wiring and crap back there for all that fuel injection and the HVAC. And the point is to keep that truck operating with all that stuff. Now you're going to try to take that and hide it behind a dash that's only 4 inches tall. Ain't gonna work. Just ain't. We could have built a bunch of goofy covers and stuff, but guess what? It ain't gonna look factory. It's gonna look like it has a bunch of goofy covers. Anyhow, this one, or our other one, had rust along all in there and all that. This floor don't have any rust, guys. You just can't find it. It simply does not exist in this truck. Just an absolute beauty. Oh, and guess what? Now if our other dash is in better shape as far as some of the crap, now we've actually got some parts for this one to make sure this truck ends up perfect. Calm down, heart. That old heart's just a thumping. Guys, I've had this truck wrapped up for a long time and heading for a long time. I forgot how good it is. Same thing over here. You ain't gonna find no rot. Someone added an amp gauge and an oil pressure gauge. Yeah, because these I guess just had indicators from the factory. It did actually come with a temp gauge. Little pip pop of the hood. Check out that old speaker setup someone had added. And this actually may be factory, because that's a fancy little stamped holder. And then that appears to bolt onto the front of the heater there. Just hang your wires right there, no big deal. Dang, we got some accessories in our little shelf down here. Apparently that is a zip tie closed. Those should not have came on this. I don't know what those are from. Oh, that's a good sign. Looks like we got a couple starters. Let's look underneath the hood real quick, and then I'll tell y'all what I know or remember about this truck. And it's not very much. One, I don't even know or remember how to open the dang thing. I think this little safety latch is broke. Ha-ha! Got it. Now underneath the hood, we get a better idea of what one of these would have looked like factory, because our other one obviously did not come with any drivetrain. And underneath here, she is fairly complete. Nothing really looks like it's been tore into or molested on it, from what I can tell. Can't even begin to tell you what little engines actually came in these. We may be able to research it. Just obviously a couple issues. One, our generator's laying right there. It's not actually bolted on, so we know our water pump ain't gonna be a spinning. She does come with the proper size belt, so don't worry about that. One of these little foreign carburetors that I never have luck rebuilding, so she probably ain't gonna run in the first place. The tiniest little vacuum line I've ever seen for a vacuum advance. Look at that sucker. And then there's this, which is a rotted off filler neck. So if we do get it running, it's just going to spray coolant absolutely everywhere. Much other than that, she looks to be all there and in good shape. Now that right there indicates that someone was trying to mess with it. Maybe looks like they'd bent it this way and was going to try to hook up something. So 2 years ago, long story short, I get on, there's a Toyota STOUT Facebook group that I've been a member of for the longest time, and a guy posting there, I'm selling this for a customer of mine. He wanted to do something with it, found a nicer one. He's selling this one. They didn't really mess with it much. That guy didn't know anything about it, for the most part that I can remember. He listed it at a price that I thought was too high, and I talked to my wife about it, and this being a bucket list truck for me, she goes, you always buy stuff for the channel, for the business side of things, because you think it'll do good for content. But like, that's something you really want, just go get it for you. So usually I don't buy anything unless I think it's a really good deal. I did not think this one was a good deal, but it was a bucket list truck for me to own probably the rest of my life. Now that being said, one gentleman found out I was the one who bought it, and he sent me an offer the next day for $3 grand more than I paid for it. So I thought I paid top end, and apparently I left about 3,000 meat on the bone. Obviously I did not sell it. It's still here with me today. Let's see if she has a license plate on her. Just out of, nope. And in fact, she ain't got much of a bumper left on her. That thing looks like it's held on with a prayer. So with all that being said, just because it looks like someone may have tried to get it running, it don't look like they had success, for one. And for two, even if they did get it to run at some point, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that indicates it's actually been on the road any time, and probably even the last, I would say decades, guys. Decades on decades. Probably because they're a total pain in the butt to get parts for. So unless you have one that's pretty good, and unless you dedicate your whole life to chasing down parts for them, it's a pain. Now all that being said, I'd found that one, made the offer, had to go get it in an ice storm. It was a very dangerous ice storm Oklahoma had that day, but I knew if I didn't get up there to Oklahoma City and get it snatched up, that it wasn't going to happen. So I got it snatched up. We got it back here, dumped it off. I never even really looked over the truck that much, that good. I just knew it was rust free, it was the right color, and it was mine. So me seeing it here, this is pretty much the second, possibly third time I've really looked the truck over. And with all that being said, I know that's a lot of backstory and a little bit of trying to explain why I didn't do what I did with that one, because I'm saving it for this one, whatever. Let's see if we can't tear into this thing some and have a little fun with her. Checkers to chest, baby. And just out of curiosity, a good step one would probably be grabbing a hold of that bottom pulley there. Let me get a hold of our crank and see if this sucker spins or not. Oh yeah, it spins. Like surprisingly easy. Like no compression. Oh no, there she goes. All right, she's getting a little tougher. Well, that's good. She ain't stuck. She ain't gonna spin from the starter. Mainly because she ain't got a starter. She's Bluetooth. Let's grab our old starter. And then, I don't know if this is actually for this or not. I hope I'm wrong, but that kind of looks different to me. The gears definitely look different, but as far as that area, just grab a jump pack and we'll see if either one of them are kicking in. Yeah, fresh jump pack. Start off with a little lubrication, not because they need them, because that cherry scented looby dooby just smells so damn good. Give me a home where the buffalo roam, in the day and the antelope sing. Now that one kicks in, if it'll fit. She's trying, she just ain't happy. Well, that ain't gonna help. Right there, that connection is extremely loose. Ain't saying that's gonna fix our problem, but it dang sure ain't gonna help it. Neither is all the oily connections on this sucker. Checking for change. Oh, that's funny. You mean if you tighten up your connection, your starter may work better? Get us a table set up down here where we ain't gotta stay bending down to the ground. Kill! Today we're gonna bring the workshop to us. Theo! He's pulling security for us. He's checking for rodents, any other threats that may try to approach his dad out here in the wild wilderness. Yeah, ain't gonna be in the sun, we don't need you. I more came for this. With a legendary truck, I figured I had to wear my Pot County Legend shirt just so y'all knew we were meant to be together. Now, tightening that connection helped, but this thing, it actually does sound a little rough, I ain't gonna lie to you. So, we're gonna try cleaning our connection some. I don't think it's gonna help much, but it dang sure ain't gonna hurt. Well, and actually that has a pretty clean connection back there, I'm surprised. I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know if we needed to pop that loose and clean behind there, but behind there is just plastic on this, so we'll just knock that one down. I know we ain't got the best ground on this thing going through that oil. Now she's spinning slow again. She was doing good for a second. That's interesting. That's what I get for cleaning connections, huh? That sucker's zooming now. A minute ago, I shook that. I think we just had a bad ground that go around. I want to try this one. What do you think, Theo? Will she work? That's what's wrong. You're always doubting. All right? Don't just walk away from me when I'm scolding you. Now, down in there on the bottom, guys, there's a stud to be able to slide this one on. But up top, I don't know if there's supposed to be a stud or a bolt. There's nothing. So first, I'm going to look over here, see if we can find any of our hardware. Hey, I was gonna say, right in there would be a good place to set some hardware, right along them rat turds. I don't think that's the right size bolt though. Yeah, that's way too small, I figured so. And that's gonna be too small for that stud down there, so that's not the proper hardware. I was kinda hoping we'd look in here and there'd just be some bolts sitting in the floor or something. What in the turbo blower we got there? Oh, that's an air filter. I thought that was dang fan blades, guys. What in the world? Y'all see that? A spider done wrapped webs all the way around that sucker. I never seen nothing like that before. You seen it here first in the Toyota Stout, folks. There's more of my clamps. I don't remember putting those behind the seat. That's weird. Well, if we don't happen to have stuff in here, we're gonna be off to a bad start. See what we got here. Got some paperwork on her. Whew. The paperwork's been in there for a minute. Good listening. Understand relational needs. All right. I'm looking for some bolts, not some counseling.
Toyota. It shows a little Corona or whatever. Yep, June of 71. That ain't even a book on our truck. What we got here? Extra set of points? Don't tell me we got an extra set of points. Dang right, baby. Dang right. Looky there. A little rusty and crusty, but yeah, contacts are a little dirty too. But hey, that's better than nothing, I guess. Looked like someone swapped out a rotor at one point, chunked that up in there. Got a camel cache, and then key to something. Oh, we just found the ignition key. Well, that's pretty cool. Other than that, what the heck we got in here, huh? Some seals or something of some sort. I got a key to old boy's house if we figure out who used to own this place or own this thing. But other than that, I did not find her bolts. Well, crap. I brought my thread checker down here, and that one down there is fitting. That's threaded on. That is a M10 by 1.25. 1.25. That's what the Ford Couriers like to use. Then it seems like the Datsuns like the by 1.0 or 1.5. They got to make it complicated. Luckily, from taking a couple Toyotas apart, I dug through my stuff up there, found one nut, a couple different options for bolts there. We better check this before we get her down in there. Oh, lost it. It's a M8 by 1.25. Maybe that's what that right there is. Or maybe not. I think she's going. Looby Dooby is your friend with this old stuff. Whoo! Watch out. We may get a starter on this rig yet. Just a nest of wiring through here. Oh, yeah, drop that on it. That'll help the wiring. Come on. There we go. Gonna try one of her bolts and hope there's enough threads. Oh, yeah, there is. Dang right, baby. Well, hopefully it don't bottom out. Gonna be a battle just get a starter on this thing. This would be a good time to have our little electric ratchet. But we ain't gonna make that walk. It's too far up the hill. Even though we could already went and got it and had this tightened up by now. Hey-o, now we're cooking. Woo-hoo-hoo! We are rolling, baby. Yeah. Yeah. That's tight enough. Then I can get our nut from the bottom side, laying on this sharp shell. It feels real good. It's kind of my favorite. Ooh, she's threading down my finger. We like that. Forgot to bring the wrench. We don't like that. All right. Couple turns on this. Yeah, good enough. I never checked the oil on this thing. Just looking at the oil pan kind of made me think about that. Let's see. What's she look like? She's pretty low, but what's in there is clean. She's old. All right, now we've got a buttload of wires. Let's see. Right here's our positive. We're gonna go straight from down there. This one was on there as well. I'm assuming big red went in there to power something. There's also this one that could go on there. Oh no, that goes back there. Oh, this one that can go on there, probably. Who knows what that was powering? I'm trending towards the back. That's odd. What could we possibly be powering back there? That we need the fuse. Then a red wire, it comes through over there. Oh, red wire comes up here to our amp gauge. That's all that is. This looks like it was added at some point. What I'm trying to figure out is where does the truck get 12 volts to power everything else? Because if we take that just down to a starter and we don't hook up nothing else, obviously it ain't gonna power nothing else. I think I know what's powering it. That red wire probably does feed our amp gauge, and then from the amp gauge it feeds everything else where you can actually know how much amps you're pulling. Duh, you dummy. So maybe that goes over and feeds everything. I'm gonna hook it all up. We'll just see what happens. How's that? Battery cable. Old red with her janky connections. We also had janky connections on the gauge in there. So when we start a fire, don't be surprised. And then for whatever the heck that thing is, towards the back, make sure that's nice and snug. One wire right here, it's gonna pop onto our spade down there. And that is obviously a piss poor connection. Where's our ground at? Well, I didn't even think about this, but I just assumed that these things are a 12 volt positive. Coil says 12 volts, we'll go with it. I was just kind of thinking here. I found our ground, and let's see, it's an all red cable, so that kind of made me like, what the heck, over. What the bass ackery we got going on here, huh? Where you at, bird? Why don't you come out and play, huh? Yeah! Hush it up. Woo! Whoa! I actually scared it. Hey! Yeah! These are my trees now. Yeah! Oh, it's over that way. Good job, killer. Way to scare them. Yes. After all these years, guys, I actually had a successful throw. That first one, that rock went through the trees. Then I seen some shadows. That bird started flying around. I done scared them out of here. I was about to come get this sucker. Dang, about to make a damn, what do you call that out of it? The axe. Tommy hawk. Damn Tommy hawk. I'm gonna make it look like that one right there. See that? I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this connection, because we know that that thing needs a really good ground to even try. How many fuel filters are on this sucker? Holy crap, I see 3 right now. With a fuel filter there and a fuel filter there. There a filter, everywhere's fuel filter. That old Toyota had a filter. Hee-ya-hee-ya-yo. A little cleaning, a little scrubbing, a little loving. I'm gonna do all this and that old starter ain't gonna crank it, watch. It's the beauty of projects, guys. You never know exactly what you're getting. Dang, the elephant horn. I know where these are about to go. On the front of that white one. Toyota, made in Japan, the elephant horn. Boy, I want to hear these things. Every time you honk your horn at someone, that's my elephant noise. All right. Let's just try. I know I said we need good connections, and those are going to be terrible. Let's just set a jump pack right there and kind of see what happens. All right, she should have some type of power. Well, the radio don't work though. I don't even know what's what. Headlights? Oh, that switch is stuck. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, we do not have headlights. Oh, hold on. I felt the truck move. She should be neutral there. Oh, she's trying. We just got a bad connection. Well, that starter may be trash, but right now, these are not helping us. I'm gonna rob Peter to pay Paul. Took the battery out of the old tow roll up there. Toyota support. Come on, baby. Need you to tighten down here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. We got a twofer on our ground. One goes to chassis, one goes to the engine. This being wrapped up probably ain't a good sign. Let's see what we got hit underneath here. Somewhere for some corrosion to hide. Oh yeah, somewhere for plenty of corrosion to hide. Found that. Let's just snip it right here. And we'll just bring that around the front. Can't trick me. Can't trick the tricker. Little baby ground. Oop. Little sparkage, so something's on. And our ground going to our chassis may not reach anymore, but I'll be honest, I don't think that's a high priority right now. I don't know. She may reach. We may get her there. Boy, it is tight. It is tight, but if it fits, it ships. Tighten her down. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Where you been, Theo? Out on an adventure, I see. You're covered in grass from your head to your toe, buddy. Oh, he's rolling on a tarp. He likes that. All right.
Let's see if that does any better. Going live. Hi-yo. Hi-yo. She's cranking, guys. So happy we found that little switch for our key. Or our key for our switch. A little backwards there. All right. Off the old starter. So that don't mean that starter ain't on its way out. But I'm curious why they started replacing it if it wasn't because that one connection was loose on there. Just out of curiosity, did maybe anything else decide to start working? Well, we still ain't got no headlights. Keys on. I hear a blower. Whoo, watch out. We get it running. We're going to have heat for this winter. It's weird how that stuff's so rusted and the floors and stuff are fine. But in that other one, the floors and stuff were rusted, but all this stuff was fine. They're kind of like opposites of each other. All right, well, I do not know how to turn that off. The elephants ain't blowing their trunks, so that don't work. Hell, heater and starter, or what else you need? What is this? I don't even know. Whoa! Hold on. That thing just grabbed another gear. Maybe that has nothing to do with that. Maybe the bearings in there just got a little happier. I'm just gonna unhook that for now, guys. Maybe one of them systems where that sucker just stays on. Surely that's headlights, not heater. Now, I kind of meant to look inside this motor before we got it cranking, but when you're good, you're good. Y'all know I'm always a little curious what it looks like inside of these old motors, especially when they've been sitting. Now, these spark plugs do not look old from what I can see out here. Someone was definitely trying to get this running. They thought they had a bad starter. They got a starter. Never even put the starter on it. They gave up. That's a brand new spark plug. That sucker's never been fired one time. And the question is, does she look brand new down inside that motor or not? Oh, hello, handsome. Hey, that's a good looking fella right there. What about the motor though? What's number one look like in there? Holy cow. She looks pretty good. A little bit of carbon on top of the piston there. Maybe y'all can see. See that? And then there's your wall. Walls look pretty good and everything. You know, who knows how many miles is on this thing. But I just kind of expected it to be a little uglier in there than what it is. A little diesel flush would clean that bad boy up. See how many miles she claims. 78,242. And maybe that rolled over one time. That old clutch pedal's worn out pretty good. Seats aren't too bad. It looks like they got dry and then ripped. But those could have been redone at one point. I'm not sure. So maybe it has 178,000. I don't even know what damn motors came in these things. I don't know how reliable they were. I don't even know what size this little sucker is. Maybe we should do some quick research. Yep. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Puddin's Superb Information. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the beautiful example of a Toyota Stout behind us. The Toyota Stout is a light truck that was produced in Japan from 1954 through 1989. Obviously, that's not relevant to us here in the U.S. Golly, that first generation is uglier than you. Whew! Goodness. What in the... Let's be happy they didn't import those here. That son of a buck fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. Those successfully make Studebakers look good, and that's saying a lot. We have a second generation, completely redesigned in 1960, thank God. This is the most familiar version of the Stout. A version of the light stout equipped with the 1.9 liter 3R engine was sold in North America as the Stout 1900 between 1964 and 1967. During its first year in the American market, a total of 4 units were sold. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other crap you can read if you want to read, guys. Somewhere, like I said, 4,000 were sold in the U.S. total, and that from 64 to 67 is what I've read. But that answered our question. She's a 1.9 liter, and actually, I noticed
we got some information right down here. Engine model 3R, like they said, 4-cylinder. Bore 3.46 inches. Stroke 3.07 inches, and a piston displacement of 115.76 cubic inch. Frame number RK41-114460. T66. I'm just assuming this is a 1966 because of that. I'm probably wrong. I actually pulled number 1 back out because for a little fun here, we may see how much of our, whatever this motor was, RJ47B 92000, we're going to see how much compression she has after sitting. I know they say that ain't accurate. Oh, of course it ain't. I know stuff needs a couple heat cycles, but we've had good ones before heat cycles. Also, it is a good way of letting you know if you got valve problems or whatever, because if you ain't making no compression, well, you know you got a little problem down in there somewhere. We're also going to look in the rest of these. Little borescope action. 1.9 liter. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be smaller. I just, of course, just kind of assumed. I was thinking it's going to be like some little 1.3, 1.9. Top of the line, mighty fine Toyota machine. Boy, them cable setups on that thing look like a nightmare and a half. Here we go. Looking at number 2. Kind of same thing as number 1. Really dirty top of the piston. That one almost looks wet. Maybe she was letting a little something leak down in there. What I can see is the cylinder wall, which ain't a lot because that piston was up. But what I could see looks pretty good. Number 3, very much the same, wet. What we can see is up, and then that should mean number 4 is down, where we can have more of a look at our wall, which y'all can see there. Almost kind of scratched up looking. I don't think I've ever seen one quite scratched looking like that. Don't look bad though, nothing scary. Oh, is that a hair? There's a hair down in there. Someone's been living in here. A little surface rust, a little shadow of surface rust in there. Overall, the inside of this sucker looks pretty dang good. Woo! This baby's gonna be a big old, she's gonna have all the compression, high compression unit here guaranteed. Show y'all how big of a ripper she is. We're gonna compression test it. She's probably running 14-to-1 compressions. You don't run unless you got race fuel in it. Pick up on our throttle, and there you go. Open our carb up a little bit, and then we're gonna get our little helper switch on here. Of course, the one end of that goes down there on our starter solenoid. Other side will go right here. All right, we should be good to go. Number 1, let's have some fun. Hi-yo, about $1.25. We'll take that. Number 2, what can you do? We may have found the weak one right there. 95-ish. Maybe she needs a little more oomph with her spinning. Nope, that didn't help much. Number 3, give me $1.30. Nope, she's going about the same as number 2. Number 4, give me some more. All right, she can get up there $1.20. So number 1 and number 4s are racing cylinders, and number 2 and 3 is for economy mode. 90, $1.20, $1.20, 90, basically. Nope, said that backwards. You know what I meant. Y'all don't care about that. Let's answer the real question of the people here. The real question is, what do these elephants sound like? Come on, baby. Oh yeah. Oh! She got a bad ground or something. Ain't been honked in a minute. This one was a little more higher pitch, but she won't go. All right, let's pop these back in. We're gonna pay attention to the gap real quick since we're here. Yeah, it looks about good. A little tight. Hell, she'll spark. I'd run it. Good enough for me. You put your spark plugs in, you take your spark plugs out. You put your spark plugs in, you make the elephant horn shout. You do the Toyota boogie, that's what it's all about. Honk, honk. All right, we're gonna get our spark plugs in. And then, speaking of spark, whoa, something a little different on this distributor, something I never seen before. Show you here in a second. Looking down, first time, kind of putting eyeballs on it. But speaking of spark, we are gonna see if we can get some sparky spark out of our ignition system. Snug, snugger, snuggest, and damn, got those all tight. Let's turn our key on, and we're gonna take our meter here, go to our coil, see if we have voltage. Ground right there, and positive side of our coil right there. Hey-yo, 12.4 volts. Coil's hot. Dang, that sucker's got a long coil wire, ain't it? Be able to reach from up there, plumb down there. That's longer than the plug wires. We're gonna position that sucker close to ground there. And here we go. That sucker's actually got some spark coming out of it. We also got some heat coming from over here. That sucker, something just started smoking right here. Just barely though, guys. That ain't gonna be good enough spark to run. It skips every now and then. It ain't hitting on every single one either. So it's close. What in the double boot we got going on right there? And pull that connection. I doubt that's our problem. Let's just happen to see if she got better. Actually, it did get a little better. Still not very bright. Our 12 volt connection there's actually pretty loose. That ain't the greatest. Let's shake on it. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, still not the greatest. Guys, we have spark, but I don't think it's going to want to run off that. We're probably going to need to get in there and clean some points. And just kill that power before we start getting zapped. I do not need 50,000 volts of wake-up therapy traveling through my body. I feel good as is, baby. All right, with that turned off, let's pop open our cap, have a look at our points. More than likely, we're just corroded in there. Cap is definitely corroded. Bunch of grain on them lugs, because that's copper, it appears. So we probably want to clean that up too. Get our little rotor, get our fancy little cover. Rotor is dirt tay as well. And then check out what I seen a minute ago, forgot to end up showing you. Inside there's pretty stinking clean. Look at that clear plastic cover on the back side. I don't know what that is. See, our diaphragm goes through into there, but I don't know if that's something that's adjustable or what that is. It almost looks like you can spin on it. Oh, all right. So yeah, that's a cover. And then you can make some changes, apparently, right there. Be able to tune on your timing a little bit. As far as the advance, I'm assuming. Here's our actual contacts at in here. So if we open that sucker up, those don't look terribly old or worn out. They are a little dirty in there. We're gonna hit her with the Mordsky flick. You wouldn't think a flick would do it, but I've seen it do it many a time. Let's go key back on. Woo! One day we're gonna buff this old girl, I think. Maybe not. She may just have the eggshell finish. Never mind. But if you do buff, you're gonna be purty. All right. Let's see if our spark's any hotter. It's worse. Get just a hair out of here or down there. A lot of our spark's down there. Let's go for a flick again. A minute ago, that may have been actually open a little bit. Bump that till we're close. And then I just spun that front crank pulley by hand, so we're open. And that is not a very big gap in between there. I feel like it should be open a little more than that. Got my filler gauges, just guessing here that's 10 thousandths. And even 10 thousandths is pushing that open some. So that's probably more like 9 or so, which is not big enough, I do not believe. Bet we go 18 thousandths. Just pulled that number out of my hind end. Let's see. Right there's our fillet, or our flathead, I mean. Pop it loose. Put our filler gauge in there. And then snug it. And we did not do a good job. There we go. That is a more defined gap in there. I guess I could try to look up the points, but I just figure something close to 20 thousandths is probably gonna be decent. Instead of going back and forth, turning our key on and off, I'm just gonna start using a little jumper wire right here for now. Bumper, make sure it closes. I'm gonna flick them a couple more times. And here we go. Best spark we've seen so far. And against my better judgment, we're gonna put our little fingernail board down in here. Try to clean up on these. I say against my better judgment, because about half the time I try this, they'll quit working. Like wherever it was making good contact before, I'd sand it away or something. I don't know. People's always swore by these, but I've had about 50-50 as far as my luck goes. Definitely took off some material there, but they didn't look terribly dirty. These things are about to spark real good now. Here we go, here we go. I guess we're gonna take it. I mean, it's consistent now at least. It ain't skipping every so often. Still not the prettiest spark I've ever seen. We could be up against a weak coil since we are consistent here, or it could still be down in the points. Points can be finicky. We'll use our little beauty board, give this a little polish, get all the crud off of it. I'll polish that center too. Mama didn't raise no punt. Down in here, same thing, guys. You can kind of work that down in there and clean up that. So one of these would be handy to keep in your glove box, just because you basically get a piece of sandpaper on a stick. Several short strokes later, we'll get it. Got plenty of experience doing this, short stroking. As I'm cleaning inside of distributor caps, get your mind out of the gutter. It's kind of interesting. This one and this one are pretty smooth, and then this one and this one have a groove in it, like a rotor, because it's that width, was rubbing that at one point. Like maybe the cap was shifted one way or another. Connections down in there look nice and clean. Just go ahead and put eyeballs on all of them. We don't have the strongest spark, so we want it to have the best chance it can, especially since compression's down a hair. Down in that one's the dirtiest. All right, that sits there. Rotor's only gonna pop on one way. Your cap only pops on one way. And yeah, it would actually be very hard for that cap to be shifted. So I don't know how that ever cut grooves in there, but it did. Top of the cap is labeled as number 1 right here. I think it was number 1, and then this was actually number 2, and then straight across from that would be number 3, and then straight across from number 1 would be number 4. We're gonna get a little verification in the situation instead of just guessing. Number 2, number 3. Yep, we had a good guess. That's an educated guess. I was educated. Old Carpenter Bee decided to join us, huh? Well, this is made of steel, not wood, so get your butt out of here. Hiya! Quite conveniently, the spark checker came in the mail today. I got it from my P.O. box. I guess you just open it and put it on there. Right now it's telling you it's low. Let's see what the spark checker has to say when we crank it. Eagle Eye was incorrect, because that's saying it's got high spark, not even okay. Reset. Yeah, she went from okay to high. All right, spark checker never lies, baby. Oh, well, that's probably because we've got enough spark for a damn lawnmower. come to find out. I was gonna say, and apparently it does cars or lawnmowers. Okay, let's see if it has enough spark for a damn car. Come on, baby. Hi-yo, hi-yo. She took a few more cranks, but we got her to high. Okay. If it's good enough for a push mower, it's good enough for me. That's my motto. We're about to put some gasolina down in there and see if she fires up first, since our oil was a little low. I don't know if there's anyone out there who needs a motor like this, but we'd probably rather not run it out of oil if we don't have to. Where's my Toyota guys at? Real Toyota guys. What all did they put this motor in? Because Toyota did have some early 60s cars going on as well. May have the same thing. They may have put these things in forklifts and stuff too. Who knows? Been using that Toyota as our dumpster. I like the cap because with the 3 sides on it, you can actually snug that down and break it loose easier. Open this side. Give us a little squirting down in there. Fuel's already coming out of the top of the carburetor. Over here somewhere, that's a good sign. Let's see if she wants to run. Come on, baby. Yeah! Yes! Go! 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 Woo! Woo-hoo! She's a little sewing machine. Oh, yeah! Come on, baby. Yeah! Woo! We don't got no knocks or ticks. Holy cow, guys. That little thing ran good, didn't it? Nice and smooth sounding. We are burning off some crud, I'd say. Whew, we're smoking her out. What are we burning here? Just oil? Crap off the intake manifold? Who knows? Boy, that carburetor ain't looking promising, is it? Goodness. Oh, our exhaust is right down there. And then it looks pretty oily. Oh yeah, that's what's smoking. So we've got nice oiled cover exhaust. In fact, there's a lot of oil coverage on a lot of this stuff here. Sounded good though. Timing and all that's gotta be pretty happy, because boy, even revving it up, just giving it more fuel, squeezing that and opening up our butterfly, she was liking that. Good thing our thermostat didn't open up. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Looks like it may have had a hole in it right there at some point too, with a nice quality repair. A little steam coming out of there, huh? A little fuel line, a little fuel pump. Yeah, we may even need a little fuel. We're gonna try putting some fuel pressure to that carburetor and see what happens. I don't think it's gonna go well. I think that carburetor's gonna go that's it, spraying, clogging, doing everything besides carbureting. All right, so someone had already started giving us a temporary line here, and I didn't bring hose clamps, but luckily these ones were here. We don't need no stinking filter. We want as much fuel pressure as we can get, where we just blow them old gaskets clean out of there. Now, we don't care about getting it up on the truck quite yet. We just want to get some fuel to that carburetor to see how bad it goes. So we can just drop this down like this for now. Let's get some wiring figured out. Excuse me, sir, can I borrow that? Yes, thank you, please. Our little jumper wire there from our coil. We're just gonna hook this up and see what happens when some pressure makes it up here. Come on, baby, pick up some fuel. Are we pumping? I don't think so. We're down in the fuel. I don't see any in here yet. I honestly thought we were gonna leak up around here. How come we can't get no fuel? Thought gravity might be fighting us, but that should beat gravity. Let's start a little troubleshooting for our fuel. Yeah, there's no fuel right there. Uh-oh. There we go. She just needed primed. Oh, she's gushing in. It's kind of hard to see, but it did look like it made it up there and stopped. I'm gonna look over here and make sure it wasn't spraying in. Let me get that open, or leave that open. fuel pump on, and it actually is not gushing in there. So our float may be working. You gotta be kidding me. What happens if we cycle her a few times? Holy crap, accelerator pump spraying. You mean to tell me if we turn that key on right there and we just bump this switch, this thing's gonna idle? Is that what you're telling me? Looky there. Uh-oh, she's leaking. Are you kidding me? She may smoke a little bit. Don't worry about that. Hi. Hi. What's going on up here? We flooding out? Yep, there it goes. There it goes. I knew it was too good to be true. Front cover's leaking. That ain't really a big deal. The needle and seat must have stopped doing their job, because I just knew as soon as I heard it that it was probably puking, and it was. So obviously we do not have a kit for one of these, but that right there should be our needle and seat, and that front cover is easy enough to get to. Let's see what we can make happen here, huh? I mean, the worst thing that happens is it ain't no good. Then we'll just cut it to 1,000,000 pieces and put it on a 92 Toyota with the defrost vents from the dash aimed at the outside of the windshield. Worst case scenario. If you can defrost from the inside, you can defrost from the outside too, damn it. I'm surprised that was even hanging on. One, that has a little filter in there. That was doing one hell of a job, because look at all that debris. We're gonna leave that. That's actually our fuel pressure regulator. Most folks don't know that. So for this, it's actually a little ball shape. It don't come to a point, as you can see right there. I just knocked that out of there. That's not good. Well, besides that, we are gonna have to get in there because it's leaking. And that's probably not good. A bunch of fuel just leaking down on your hot intake, rolling off of it to the exhaust that's directly underneath it. What's the worst that could happen? Our little handy dandy knife is gonna help us with these. 1, 2, 3. Woo, don't catch on fire. So there we go. Little Nicky carburetor. Y'all know I have great luck always getting these back together and functioning. Nope, no I do not. Oh yeah, she's dirty in there. She is dirty. Dirty. Oh, there went the needle. Goodness. And what is that? We damn sure ain't gonna get it together with half the parts missing. Oh boy. Thought it hit right there on top of that frame behind the control arm. Where'd you go? I need you. Don't do this to me. We've come too far. Oh great. That ain't a gasket. That's a rubber seal. About to be RTV. Let's find our missing piece. Oh, I see it. I see it. Hold on. Steady does it here. Got it. And that sucker's pretty polished out. She ain't pitted or nothing funky. So that don't scare me. That goes up in here, obviously. Nothing quite like the taste of all that crap off that old 64 Stout. I think that's gonna work as long as we get that shoving it up high enough. Oh, so does this go in here? Boy, if so, that's stupid. And then that rubs there. How are we ever gonna get this put back together? We're probably not. All right, so what I would say is, if that was working but then quit, just trying to bend on that where it puts a little more pressure on it from the float. I think we need to try that right there. Other than that, we need to clean this up. Now, that's part of our leaking problem too, is that this is plastic and it's warped from heat. Shocker. Ask Bill about that. Get your best shop rag and polish that sucker out. Now there is a gasket that goes back here, so we don't want to polish on that or nothing, because we don't want to tear up that gasket. And it may not be the best way to clean a carburetor out, but we're just gonna run that around in our bowl. Hopefully the accelerator pump and stuff stays working. Won't get trashed down in none of this. Can't believe the accelerator pump appeared to be doing its job. Gosh, that's sketchy. Let's do that from a distance. Clean all that out as good as we can. Yeah! Thought we may have one of them carburetors in there. A lot of them carburetors I have thrown right into the scrap trailer where they deserve to be. Yep, we ain't got none in here. Boy, when we do build this Toyota Stout, I might have to try my best to make the Ford people's days and upset the Toyota folks. Meaning she may need a fuel injected 2.3 turbo out of a turbo coupe. Who knows? I'm not saying that's crossed my brain, but damn sure has not crossed my brain. That'll make all the Toyota folks happy. Huh. I would have bet money we had one underneath here. I guess I did the right thing and threw out all them pieces of junk. I was just hoping there was one we could steal the piece of glass from for the front where it's not all warped. Give us a better chance of it not leaking. Yeah, I guess I really was done with those things. I used to have an extra one in here and a couple of leftover carburetor kits with odds and ends from them. And all of that crap's gone, so I chunked all of it. I said, hell with those things. Oh, I'm sure you will take some pets. Him's a good boy. Yeah, you like that house carpet I installed you. I know you do. Well, just as suspected, I put in for a 1966 Toyota Stout at the parts house, trying to find carb kit, and they don't show one available. That's odd. I see these things everywhere. Only seen 3 in my life, and I own 2 of the 3 I've seen. Yeah, I'm gonna try again. I ain't giving up hope. I gave an option for 2 engines, even though the engines were the same damn things. And you never know. So I'm gonna add another one here with the other engine. That's actually the same engine. I don't know why it gives it as options. One chose to be 1 cc more than the other. And we are sorry, there's no results found for you. Here's a question. What parts do you have for a Toyota Stout? Probably just paint correction kit. Can or rattle can. We got puddins.fab.shop blue rattle can, baby, to touch up anything with that color. Alright, come on, phone. Well, I found a rebuild kit for a 67 to 70 little Nicky carburetor, but I'm having a hard time finding one for a 66. The 67 one may work. It looked pretty similar-ish, at least for the little cover and stuff, but the problem is that's a order through eBay thing. We ain't gonna get it today or tomorrow. Just out of curiosity, I looked up like master cylinders, stuff like that, and I was not finding them. I am finding them here online though, allegedly. You think that till you get it in and it don't work. Dang! Allegedly we could get one, at least a brake master cylinder for a Toyota Stout, sure enough. Y'all's right, I should have kept it classic. Boy, now that I'm sitting right here though in this dually Toyota, we could cut this one and cut that one and then put this dash in that one. And it does have the cup holder. Ooh, how fancy. We could have a dually Stout plumb cut up. Don't tempt me with a good time. Well, I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I had one of these turds around here somewhere. Our Mazda box truck, we did a wheel it run on this on the 2nd channel. And I remembered I had it. And I pulled this up here. I actually thought this was a Hitachi carburetor. I wanted to check that cover and it looked similar, but this one is a Nicky. So some of them come with Hitachis, some came with Nickys. Both of them ran like crap. I'd went and pressure washed and cleaned up this motor. So it's pretty clean underneath the hood of this thing. I mean, it's dirty now from sitting, but overall, this is a clean little rig. This carburetor, the guy had allegedly had it rebuilt. Like sent it out to Japan to have rebuilt and spent like $700 on it allegedly. Yeah, sounds far-fetched to me too. You didn't have to say it. I was already thinking it. But it's fresh enough. we may be able to rob these parts we need, which is all these are good for. Damned old parts carburetors. Luckily for me, this thing's gonna be right in the way. Come on, baby. Woo! We may pull this out of our hiney yet. That right there is a beautiful gasket. Of course, this is a piece of glass, I think. Be careful of that rubber, because it's there. But I do see some cracks on it, on the outside. Mini mover, we thank you for your sacrifice. We got to thread that in. And then, somehow or another, we got to figure out how to get this up in there. And that slides on there. Seems impossible. What if we put our float down in there and then bloop? Oh crap. I seen a piece of brass fall out of the bottom of that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She gone. Try again. Round 2. We may have got it. Kind of bend on our float until I feel like that's going to seal it off. That's our best chance so far. I went and robbed that part out of our other carburetor, guys. We'd have to move the truck to have a chance of finding that one down there. And between that brass piece that slid up into the actual needle, I felt like there's supposed to be a spring in there, and on that other one there was. So I put that spring over in this one. We may not be able to get that piece of rubber out of there because it ain't like rubber no more. Woo, that stuff is brittle. A little bit of trash in there. She's in. Now, I don't know if the early ones had this or if they were just missing. But there's a bushing on there on the newer one, so I'm just going to swap that over to that one. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. That cover is a different size. This one just tapers a little bit towards the top. What about our cover? How's the cover going to match? The cover's a match. Over. Snug. Snugger down. Snugger, snugger. Yeah. Woo! That little filter is in there doing a good job. Caught all kinds of crap. All kinds of debris. Alright, let's see if we did her any good. Nope, she's leaking worse than ever. That's perfect. We're not puking out of the top anymore. So our float was doing its job. Now we just have that slight issue. Dag nabbit. Well, there's hope yet. I tighten these to a very uncomfortable amount. Like it feels like it's about to strip. Right now, our fuel level's about right in there. And we ain't dripped no more. Let's see if that means it can handle some fuel pressure. No, she ain't leaking. And she ain't coming out the top. Woo, we may have pulled her off, boys. She's a little flooded. She's a little flooded. Oh, yeah. Hey, Ma, pudding spraying for skeeters. I moved our fuel pump jumper wire over to our coil wire. As long as you don't rob too much power, we should be able to run like that thin. Well, except for the fact our wire ain't hooked up over there. You know what I meant. Golly, she may smoke, but she sure seems like she likes RPMs. I think our little bit of carburetor work for being basically a brass toothbrush, some brake clean and scavenging some parts. I think we're actually doing pretty good up there. That's the best running Nicky carburetor I've ever had. Now our choke's pulled in there a little bit. Which one of these go up to the choke? Y'all see this? We've got a cable here and a cable there. Here, a cable there, a cable everywhere. It's a damn cable on this thing. I can't believe it don't mess crap up. We're just going to leave it alone because it's running. Next thing we need to keep this thing actually running for a period of time is a water pump pumping. And that's going to come with a set of challenges. Challenge 1 is going to be getting our generator up into place. if possible. That way we can get a belt back on that thing and actually get our water pump spinning, which that's not locked up, so that's good. And then if it does start spinning, well, we're going to address that. All right, found a bolt that'll go in here. She's a Phillips, so this is kind of dangerous. Let's put a bolt in there we can easily strip out, you know. We may need to clean up them threads. Our 2 bottom bolts go on a bracket down there. The bracket is down there. We just need a couple through bolts for them. And then whatever this is, but a better version. She gone. We're about to Americanize this old Japanese ride a little bit. Oh, because I got some 5/16 bolts. As long as we can find the hole. There we go, there's one. My dad told me just spit on it. Dang it. I knocked one out. There she went, finally. Goodness. Y'all used to think I was the Datsun King. Y'all didn't know I was the Toyota King. Alright, with our through bolt started. Little looby dooby on our tappity. And I'm gonna try to clean this up before we fight it too much. Whew, belt's a tight fit. I did find us a bolt that goes nice and easy because someone cleaned the threads. Give her a little tension. Torque her down. Torque her down. Tightened up our 1/2 inchers down on the bottom. That should be good. That's gonna be the next challenge. Step 1, spray your clamp. Step 2, spray your second clamp. Step 3, get you a bump of that cherry. Woo! Playing, guys, don't be sniffing your looby doobies. All right. Oh boy. Water neck on the radiators in about as good shape as the water neck on here. Boy, they must have had some corrosive crap in there to take out the steel right there and the aluminum over here. We're gonna try pulling this out as far as we can this way to try to give us some extra slack, because there is a very small chance we can get that to bite on there. Extremely small chance. It ain't gonna work, so I don't know why I'm trying it. Small of a chance. The water neck just crumbled on the radiator. And with our extra slack, we're gonna push this as far as we can go that way, which is not very far. Boy, if it goes, it's gonna be because this band on the backside is holding it. Oh, great, that clamp don't work. Come on, baby. Come on, I'm trying to help you. Work with me here. Ah, dang it. So fun fact, that clamp was working just fine. It was just as tight as it could go. Couldn't get no tighter. Woo! She's barely holding on, but I think she clamped. That's it. I ain't gonna push my luck. Get some water here, where we can see where all she's leaking from. Please don't leak. Please don't leak. I don't hear it coming out of the bottom yet. Well, radiator's got big old thick tanks on it. It's coming out of somewhere, I can hear it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Outside the block, maybe? Well. And no, that ain't just a freeze plug, it don't look like. It literally looks like it's coming out of the side of the block. Holy cow. Or is there a freeze plug up higher or something? That's a new one. I ain't found one with the cracked block on her, especially running that good. See, it looks to me like it's coming along in there. But the way that intake is, it's kind of hard to see. Dang it. I was thinking we might have like a heater hose, little radiator hose. Can't believe my mind didn't go to... I bet she's got a crack in the side of her. Well, how come it ain't running out now? Put more in it. What the heck is happening here? Oh, she's still steady dripping. It must just be flowing out easier where it's not pulling up. What is that? Where's the water coming from? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, is there a plug underneath there of some sort? Some type of old half-ass repair? Scraped on her. Cleaning on her a little more, trying to make sure I can tell exactly where it's coming from. Yeah. That's coming from about 3 different areas. One up at the front is running out. One right in the middle is running out. And then towards the back is running out. She has a crack attack. Well, shit the bed Fred. Alright, I guess if we run her till she busts now, I won't feel so bad. Most people would be devastated at finding that, but that's actually a pretty rare feature that came on these trucks. Not all of them had it. That's the block overflow prevention valve there. That's what that is. Our lack of cooling ability ain't gonna rain on my parade. Oh no. We're gonna turn this thing into a miniature gasser real quick. Get our moon tank mounted up front. We may even wrap that electrical connection by the gasoline with a little tape so she don't become a ticking time bomb. Your cousin stung me on the lip last week or so. Come on, buddy. Hiya! He tried to crawl up in there, and that's a bad idea because I done punched him in the butt. All right, let's see if she'll fire off the key. She fires right up. What a rig. See if we get a little air in these tires. I can't remember if they'll take air or not. If they do, they probably hold air about as good as our block holds water. She went from 0 to 3. She's climbing. She's gonna take some. Woo! What a sweet little truck this thing is. Them West Coast mirrors makes me want to put a bed rack on the back and put that shitter pipe on top. Just make it my plumbing truck. As that patiently takes its time, we'll get this dropped down. Nice little hood scoop to keep this thing cool since it's air cooled now. And then I did move our table. Hopefully when we go to try to pull out of here, one, obviously guys, we ain't got a clutch and you don't get clutch parts. We could maybe adapt stuff, but that'd take a little research. I'm hoping as easy as it's firing up that we can start it in gear, trying not to hit that bumper there, pulling out of here. Well, she's got a little air in her and 3 out of 5 is gonna hold. And if 3 out of 5 don't hold it, we would have always wished it would have. But is this thing gonna be able to start going uphill? That's the real question. Holy cow, that tailgate is all there. Man, she's got a little girth to her. We'll get that out of here. Well, I'm telling you, we'll just pull that V6 right there, swap her straight in. 9 PSI, she's taking. Today's my lucky day other than the cracks in our block. Spray a little lubie on there. Not that we're gonna be able to shift gears, but just getting it into gears the challenge. And I don't know the pattern either, but all this stuff that has to do with shifting, we're just gonna soak it. That's a little generous helping. All right, well, ain't to you and up first. I don't remember. It ain't moving back and forth much. Oh, there we go. Now we're, there we go. There we go. Maybe that's reverse, being there by itself. Then there's 3rd and 4th, and then 2 is 1st and 2nd. I think so. Now she does fire up, but don't forget, we're gonna have to start in gear. She's chugging. Wait till we get up out of this hill. Wait till you see what happens. Well, that old starter's got some heart. Well, I'd definitely say we had found first. Don't act like it wants to roll though. Come on, baby. She almost thought about it for a second. Give that starter a break. The starter's earning her keep. Just want to make sure we're going to clear that chassis. I don't need no stout on stout action. Pull her out of gear. Get her ready to fire up. I didn't think that was going to work, but you never know. I just need a little push. A little downhill. Little downhill. Come on, baby. Come on. Boy, we got her now. I wish my door could close. Oh, floated her to 2nd. I got 2nd. Oh, rides rough. Dang. Actually responds good. kill it. God bless. I shouldn't have killed it going uphill, dummy. It's all right, she'll start in reverse. This is what we don't want. We bounced the West Coast mirror clean off here. Man, I don't want that tearing up our door down there. But I just knew if we could get going downhill a little bit, she'd bust off for us. And then our dang door button here stuck. Should have looby-doobied that apparently. We got it. She ran. We drove it. Come on, baby. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's just an old field truck. She does smoke a little. All right. Now you may think you don't got a brake, but you do. You've got engine brake. Just kill that sucker right there. I know some of y'all thinking you got it going, you got it driving. When are you going to be happy? And I guess my answer would be at least when I get it into third gear. I would like to be able to latch the door before I body roll out of this thing. Go ahead and put our sweet potato sauce on her, huh? Oh. Pull that sucker out. Much better. At one point, someone had this sucker taped up, which is a genius idea. So we're just gonna copy it. Can't be tearing up our doors now. Ring, 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 ring. Put in skater spraying services. How may I help you? What do you mean you got the biggest case of skaters you've ever seen? Have I ever serviced your house before? Well, that's why they're back. You should have called me the first time, dummy. Would you like the premium package, the basic, or the super deluxe? Super deluxe. All right. I'll bring my spray rig right over, and I promise you I'll get rid of them skaters. All right. We got a job. I said we got a job. Come on, come on. Woo! Go get them skaters. There's second. Yes, ma'am. I'm here for the skater spraying. I'm gonna just do a couple laps and get them sprayed. Over here we got the pond, you say? Yeah, you want to do a good lap around the pond. That's where them skaters like to hang out. Let me put her in super spray mode. Go up. Yeah, that'll take care of them skaters. Guaranteed. Yeah, after I do one lap, I like to just sit here and appreciate my hard work. Woo, thankfully she didn't die in that 5-foot tall Johnson grass. That wouldn't have been fun. What's wrong, baby? You ran out of gas already or what? She may have a cracked block, but this little thing was boogieing. Oh yeah? Can't imagine why it'd be out of fuel. We dumped out half of it, huh? Who rigged this job up, okay? That was piss poor quality. I don't know who did that. Come on, baby. Don't make me look bad in front of my customers. Well, whoever thought this thing from the beginning had a bad starter, whoever was messing with that, this thing's got a trooper of a starter. There's one thing that was not a problem. It's the starter. Yeah, she appears to have fuel coming out of the top somehow. Make sure our ignition stuff's still on. It's on. Oh yeah, she is puking fuel. She's flooded. That'll happen when you put it in super spray mode, okay? All you gotta do is take your hammer, beat on that, or all the dirt falls off your hammer and goes down into the carburetor. And you wanna hold her wide open. Wide open. You just want to blow the cobwebs out of her. 1 second, please. Our fuel pump appeareth to have pooped out on us. Get a little clickety clickety, but no chuggity chuggity. But me doing that's manually doing it, apparently. Because where are we leaking fuel out besides everywhere? Just everywhere. Going on super hot exhaust. That's good. That makes me nervous because I really don't want that to go up in flames. One, I don't want to burn up our hood. Two, setting this on fire is probably frowned upon. And it looks like it's coming out and around the top of the accelerator pump. I was hoping it was just going to be our fitting banjo fitting for the needle and seat, but it is not. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Yes, ma'am. Looks like I'm only gonna be able to do one round. Now, I did get her sprayed real good. It was a heavy spray. Usually I do 2 half sprays and then charge you for one, but on your case, ma'am, I just did one big one. You actually get a little more product that way, so if that's okay with you, I'm just gonna do one lap today. And if you keep having problems out of them skeeters, you call me. Good old walk of shame. That BRZ push a stout or what? We get the Toyota push tire for the front where you don't scratch your paint. Get a nice breeze at least. Well guys, you win some, you lose some. I would say getting to show y'all this dream truck of mine, literally a bucket list truck in the perfect color, the perfect patina to match the fleet. That's a win. Having it as reference where we want to go to turn into our other one, that's a win. We didn't get the driver for a lap, that's a win. Now as far as the engine block being cracked, probably not a good win. Need them pushed by the tow roller right now, not the greatest win neither, but you can't win them all. That's good. Something is just plumb clunking in the front, brakes dragging or something. I don't know if y'all could hear that or not. Well, we got her back close to home. I'm gonna leave it here for now because I'm gonna pull that other Toyota out before we put this one in. So this right here is a good resting spot. That old tow roller, she's loyal to us though, ain't she? She parks up there amongst the grates, the lifted Ranchero and Mercedes. Well, I think we're about ready to call that a wrap, guys. I got my mess kind of cleaned up down here. Had fun working out underneath the carport today. This was the carport, used to be behind the old shop, and we did work underneath it a couple times while it runs and piddling on stuff. We didn't really use much in the shop today, so it was kind of like a little throwback feeling to the old our old shop over there, I guess. Beautiful day out, just beautiful day in general. Finally got to show y'all this unit, and as much as I wish I could tell you we're about to tear into this thing, I do plan on building something else that's slammed with blue patina before this. That's a big old Lodestar. We just can't do back-to-back stout builds. I know there's going to be a handful of y'all that say y'all would watch it, but I ain't done. I already know we can't do it. Before we close this video out, we got to give a shout out to the MVP of this video, and that is indeed the damn starter from this thing. Someone thought the starter was bad and was replacing it, and we put her to work, and she just took every bit of it, didn't she? Now that stout is gonna go back underneath there, but I'm gonna get that out of there. I'm gonna move that. We're gonna start parking something else underneath there. I ain't gonna tell y'all what that is yet. We'll save that for another big secret, I guess. It's kind of sitting here looking kind of to the point I'm ready to get rid of stuff. There's gonna become there's a point we gotta get realistic and look at everything sitting here and go, which one am I ever gonna build, and what am I not gonna build? When you're in this position, the vehicles find you guys. There's so many people who send me stuff constantly. Of course, we go to junkyards or this or that, we find stuff and we get excited about it, but then we just gotta get practical at some point. So with all that being said, we may just get rid of some stuff or something. Y'all know I only get rid of pretty much the people I know, so don't be trying to get a hold of me asking how we're going to get together and you're going to buy this or that, because we probably ain't going to go that road. We'll just see what happens. Much other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Will It Run. I had fun working on this thing. I was impressed with how everything was going until we found that crack inside the block. I wish we could have took her for one more round of skeeter spraying, but if we've learned anything from me over the years, it's that my luck and fire, they just don't go together, okay? So I would like to thank I had a guardian angel watching out for me and shut that thing down over there before it kept puking fuel out all over that exhaust, and this sucker went up in flames and we burned it down in the middle of the driveway. If I've learned anything over the years, for me, it's don't push my luck when it comes to the flames. So what do you guys think? Are you surprised that I had to? Some of y'all knew. I've seen it in the comments here or there, when you gonna tear into the Stout, and it was way before the white one was ever here.
I've even seen people say blue stout, being specific. But like I said, this will be the one that eventually I'd like to build some type of full chassis for, built to our spec, exactly what we want, exactly how we like it. The dash will be staying. Actually, that ain't true. That dash may come out of there, but just so we can put the dash from in there, because that one's actually in better shape. I was kind of looking it over, but what I'm saying is it's going to keep stout parts nonetheless. And just what do y'all think? You know, not that it's really going to influence my decision, but what do you think? Well, I think is I appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate all the support over the years, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed this wheel it run. puddins.fab.shop.com for that good quality merchandise. I'm on the Instagram, or I'm on the Facebook, or I'm on the Patreon, and I'm in Toyota heaven right here. We just got all the Toyota stuff. Much other than all that, guys, I will see y'all in the next one. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. Come on!